scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Woo! Here we go, episode 42. Welcome into Rewind, brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. Captain's back. Pre-Thanksgiving vibes. We know Thanksgiving's in 24 hours, so I want to give an early happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there, to their families, including everyone that's traveling. All grace to the good Lord. I'm grateful to do this thing again. We got a great lineup for you guys coming tonight. And, it is game week. If you don't know what game week is, it's Michigan versus Ohio State this Saturday, 12 o'clock noon on Fox. So, we're looking forward to that. We'll get into that a little bit later. My co-host, he's a Michigan fan, so we're both fired up about this one. So it's going to be a great episode. I want to say thank you to all the love and support we've got through the first 41 episodes, including tonight. Appreciate everyone that continues to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as show love on all of our social media platforms. The TikTok page is growing. The Facebook page is growing. The Instagram page is growing. So all grace to the good Lord for that part. You guys are doing your part, liking, sharing, putting out to the people, posting on your stories, retweeting on Twitter. All of it helps to keep this thing going and keep the train moving. So thank you for that. And without further ado, let's get my co-host in here because, he's got a lot to say. Chicago's finest, Temple alum. He's a four-time state champion in his co-head coaching career. He's coached both football and basketball. He has over 400 career wins, and he also is inducted into the Newark Hall of Fame, but he's already messed up before tonight's episode even started because it's game week, and Bryant doesn't have any Michigan gear on. What the hell? But Bryant, episode 42, I'm back in the East Wing. You're down there in good old southern Atlanta, Georgia. After last week's episode 41 was live in studio in Toronto, Canada, 1990 studios. So, Brian, good to see you, man. It's game week. Are you ready? Because this is what it all comes down to right here, baby. This Saturday. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm on the move. When things happen on the move, you just got to go with the flow. And I'm rooting for Michigan all the way through. But I'll be back home by Saturday. But I got to do what I got to do for Thanksgiving. But however, it's good to be here. It's good to see you. And man, for whatever reason, you just seem like you just went from being bright to in a dark cloud. So don't tell me you're going to put Michigan in a dark cloud. And I think that Chris did this on purpose. I'm nice and bright. I don't have any Michigan gear on, but you are dark. Michigan is going to be the man this weekend. I'm telling you now, I already got my prediction, my final score. I'm itching them.
Hey,
ready to go. There we go. Bright.
Man.
That's what I like.
Hey, Brian, man, you know the devil be working, man. He was working before that. We was in our pre-production meeting. The camera was having issues. We're having audio issues. The devil's working tonight because you know why? He know we got a young king coming on. He knows that greatness is getting ready to embark on for the things we're going to discuss on tonight. But Bryant, man, how was your experience? I know it was my first time in Canada. It was your first time being back in Canada in over 25 years since the early 90s. But give me your quick takeaway from our trip to Canada to do episode 41 live in studio.
I thought the guy that the security is going to put us on the floor and just take my car and then basically take all my clothes in the back seat because he was asking 1,000 goddamn questions. I'm like, yo, all I'm trying to do is go in for 6 hours and leave 6 hours later. I mean, what the hell? But overall, man, Canada has changed tremendously. It looks like a little small New York with a lot of boroughs around and going through the outskirts of Toronto and going into Ontario to see Chris in the studio. And I thought I lost my passport, and you and your ass hid it from me. So
no.
I owe you. I would never forget that. I would never forget that. I would never forget that. You had me going through a panic.
First off, like the great Reverend Wilson said, if you're going to tell it all.
I just told it all.
Brian, we got the footage because, Chris is getting ready. He's doing some behind-the-scenes stuff from our trip to Canada. He's doing some editing stuff for us that will coming out to you guys hopefully shortly before the end of the weekend. But what happened was, folks, for everybody out there that wants to know the truth, okay, Bryant lost his passport. Looking for all over in the studio. Can't find it. Goes down to the parking garage. Can't find it. Comes back upstairs. Searches his bag again. Can't find it. Then we go back in the elevator. Go back downstairs to the parking lot. Can't find it. So now we're in the car. The passport is between the seats because when he got it back from customs, he dropped it between the seats somewhere. I don't know. That's Brian's problem. I put mine right where it needed to be, where I can grab it and know where it's at. I grab it. I say, you know what? I'm gonna make this guy pay for this because he talking about he wanted to make me walk back from Canada back to New Jersey. I didn't appreciate that, folks. So then finds a passport. Then he's mad at me for no reason. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know. And then on top of that, finds a passport. Then he wants to fight me in the parking lot. Chris has to get in the middle of it. He's trying to chase me down. There's cars coming in between the parking lot from Pier 1 to Pier 2. I mean,
I see how you skipped over that part. Like you hit it. You hit it in between.
I didn't hit it. I know.
Well, yes, you did. Motherfucker, yes, you did. You hit it between some goddamn papers.
It was a good time. It was a good time. It was good to bridge the gap. For people out there that may not know, prior to episode 41, the first 40 episodes, everything was just virtual. We did have a few live episodes, but Chris and myself and Bryant, or I should say Chris and myself had never met, as well as Bryant and Chris had never met. We had a virtual relationship. So to be able to put those materials and details in the works to make the trip strategically happen and align with putting everything together from the brand to get in the 1990 studios, it was dope. It was amazing. I look forward to getting back there, but just being there on more time because literally got into Canada about 11 o'clock. No, I'm lying. Got into Canada about probably about 8:45-ish. Yeah. Got to the studio about 8:45, 8:50. Get upstairs. Brian's changing. Chris already has the studio set up. We didn't really shoot until probably like 9:30, so appreciate everybody being patient. Then after the episode, literally, 11:30-ish, we're just chatting, shooting a breeze. Brian and myself probably didn't get to bed to about 1:30. Get back up at 6:30. Get out the door by 7 on the road back to Pennsylvania, which took us about 7 hours or so. Got back there around 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish. Dropped the rental car off, and then boom, we're on with our day. So it was a quick turnaround, but all grace to the good Lord for giving us the opportunity to do it. But Bryant, man, when's the last time you've been golfing? When's the last time you actually golfed? Was it the last time we were out together?
Yeah, the last time I was with you. Yeah.
Okay.
You said I have a terrible golf game, but anyway.
Well, it was your first time playing in a long time.
Look, I haven't played in years, but
you're right.
It took about 6 holes before my touch came back. Muscle memory.
Muscle memory. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel at 3-1_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at 3-1_GSC3. But don't worry, Bryant. You see, with the power of the people and the power of resources, I'm able to get you possibly a coach, possibly a mentor. This kid here is the next up and coming. He's a black king doing a damn thing. And I was happy that we were able to align the date, the timing to have him come on and do what he does. This will be his first podcast appearance in his young professional career, athletic career, I should say, as a student athlete. And I can't wait to get him on. So let's do it. This brother here is a freshman golfer on the men's golf team at Howard University, hometown. He's from Columbia, South Carolina, went to Spring Valley High School. Academic major is sports management. His college choice, he chose Howard because of the opportunity to play golf. His athletic goals is to be in the Golf Hall of Fame, and he wants to be mentored by the great Tommy Fleetwood. If you don't know, please Google him. He also hopes to inspire young African-American kids to play the game, viewing himself as a potential role model, which he already is. He just doesn't know it yet. What makes him a unique athlete is his grit and power. He has been noted for his performance at the Bridgestone Collegiate Invitational. He's also an underrated Steph Curry member, a Golf Global member, and also, if you didn't know, we're going to talk a little bit more about his PGA pathway to progression and being a member of that. His hobbies, what he likes to do is fishing and playing video games. I hope it's not Madden, because if it's Madden, he'll probably lose 21-0 to me by half. Bryant's already seen me in action in Madden in the basement. And his favorite sports team is the Pittsburgh Steelers, which we're going to get into right here on the Rewind tonight. But let's welcome in the future of golf, PGA's future finest, Howard Star, the young king, John Thompson, is here. John, appreciate you taking the time to come on Rewind. I know it's your first one, and hopefully it's not your last. I'm just prepping you. I'm giving you the seasoning that you will need, because you're going to have a bunch of interviews, a bunch of TV appearances, a bunch of radio appearances. I'm speaking all this into existence for you because your game speaks for itself. But welcome into the Rewind. How are you, Black King?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for bringing me on here, and it's a great opportunity.
Listen, don't be afraid of Bryant tonight, okay? If you feel like you Bryant's doing a little too much, just let me know, tag me in, and I will take care of this. Don't be afraid. I know, Bryant's from Chicago. His golf game is okay. It's okay. It's not great, not like yours, but if anything, you're gonna have a great time tonight, and I appreciate you taking the time to come on. And it is Thanksgiving break, so I know you're home with the fam, and I appreciate you making the time with your family to kind of come give us a little bit of your love for the next hour or so. So all grace to that. Appreciate you, John.
Thank you.
Well, let's get into the folks. Week 12 recap, as well as we'll preview our Week 13. And it's the Thursday Night Football recap. Last week in studio, Brian and myself picked the Buffalo Bills to go into Houston and win. And Bryant, both of us publicly, globally, on a national platform level have lost, with the Texans winning 23-19 without C.J. Stroud. Let me just say that again, without C.J. Stroud. Bryant, give me your quick takeaway from Houston's win at home and Buffalo laying another egg on the road.
See, I'm starting to think that this whole thing is not even started. I kind of knew, but the manipulation of football now is getting like basketball. And there's no way in hell that Josh can come out and play like Superman last week, and then next thing you know, he forgot all his mental muscle memory and throw a goose egg this week. Like he looked terrible this week. Like I'm like, so now he throws a monkey wrench in everybody's betting game. He throws a monkey wrench. I think this stuff is really fixed. It have to be. There's no way you lost to a backup quarterback. The guy he's okay. He's not great, but he was a backup. He produced maybe a couple of games ago. He had a really, really good game, but yet it's the Texans they're limited in athletes. They have some good players, but defensively they struggle, and you lost. It's just mind blowing.
Yes.
You got to tell me that this is fixed, because he's got to win the rest of the way out to have a shot in the wild card. It's have a shot. It just doesn't make any kind of sense for that type of fucking performance to be going on after you just blew it off the top last week.
Yes, what Brian is referring to is the Buffalo Bills put up 44 to be exact against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home 2 weeks ago.
Against a good defense.
And against a good defense, and then they go into Houston, lay an egg. Everything pretty much. If you look at this on paper, you'd be like, "Oh man, Buffalo had this game, right?" They had James Cook, who rushed over 100 yards. They had Shakir, who had over 100 yards receiving. The takeaway for me is Josh Allen throwing 2 interceptions. I mean, Texans defense, they picked the right game to bring it. I mean, they sacked Josh Allen 8 times in that Thursday night game. I mean, everything that the Texans needed to happen did happen. And look, the Texans didn't have not one rusher over 100 yards, and didn't have one receiver over 100 yards receptions. I mean, their leading receiver in that game was Nico Collins with over 55 yards receiving in that game. So Buffalo laid an egg, but as a Patriots fan, I'm happy. But I'm mad because I lost another Thursday night pick, and I don't like to lose another Thursday night pick because I was starting to just slowly pull away from Bryant in the Thursday night picks. But now I didn't give him a little bit of life, and I'm not happy about that. But it's all good. And the Texans with David Mills, I mean, he came in, he was a game manager. He did what was necessary to win. But when your defense sacks opposing team's quarterback, Brian, for 8 sacks, that pretty much puts you in the driver's seat to go out and win. And 23-19 was the way that Texans handled it. And defensively for Houston, Bryant, you got to be upset as a Bills fan, because that's a game you shouldn't lose. But if you're a Texans fan at 6-5, your season is somewhat still alive.
It's Mills, his fantasy points was garbage. And they lost that game. I think I had like a total of 15 points with him in fantasy. Garbage. He did better in the previous game that he played. He had like 20-21. How do you lose that game? You're just not supposed to. And you can't blame it defensively, because they only scored 23 points. So the defense really gave you a shot. And
yes.
Especially if you're a gunslinger like you are. 44. Tampa Bay. Yeah. Like our boy, our buddy, was it Bob or who else? Who was talking about Tampa Bay being the team? And I said it was I can't. Might have been Mark. It was Mark. It was Mark. Mark was talking about Tampa Bay is going to be, and I said it was going to be ass because, It's just what it is. And it turned out to being that they're not as good as we thought. Some injuries here and there. They're young. And you went in there and you destroyed them. But yet, you got the Texans. Garbage.
It's nothing to talk about.
Garbage.
What we can talk about is that John, I don't know if you remember me, for the public that's watching or will be joining at some point throughout tonight's episode, John is a Steelers fan. So let's get into last week's game between the Chicago Bears and the Pittsburgh Steelers. 31-28 was your final. Pittsburgh Steelers without Aaron Rodgers in this game. Mason Rudolph got the start, but Caleb Williams, 3 touchdowns, Bryant. Another impressive performance from the Bears offense. I know defensively you were a little shaky because without Aaron Rodgers, no way you should have gave up 28 points without their starting quarterback. But Caleb Williams, 19-35, 239 yards passing. He did throw 2 touchdowns. It was sacked 1 time. DJ Moore, welcome back. 5 receptions, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns. Running game wasn't as efficient as we saw the previous game with DeAndre Swift having over 100 yards rushing, but Mwangi having 48 yards. He did lead the team in rushing on that game on Sunday. But, John, let's start with you. Your Steelers right now are at a really crucial point in the year because you got that nice hot head start with Baltimore losing four consecutive games before the bye week. Fast forward, the Ravens haven't lost after the bye week, and now the Ravens have a 1-game league in the AFC South. Are you panicking as a Steeler fan knowing that the season, every game from here on out from the Steelers is a crucial must-win to keep Baltimore from winning the division? Your thoughts?
I actually don't think we're panicking at this point. There are so many different assets on our team. DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers who just came in. And those two right there, I think on the offense, they can produce a lot of points, put us in a good position.
Kenneth Gainwell led the team in rushing for 92 yards. But Bryant, we know that anytime Mason Rudolph is starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't give him any chance to win because we know what his track record looks like. I mean, he threw 1 touchdown, he threw 1 interception, he was sacked twice. But Bryant, give me your overview. What would you give the grade for the Bears' win this past Sunday against the Steelers?
I give him a B. I think Caleb stepped up and did some great things, and they always do some great things in the fourth quarter. I got mad respect for Pittsburgh, because I like Pittsburgh without any question. I think they're really, they got quarterback problems, not just this year, but over the previous years to kind of have them in this situation. But they could have won this game. They could have. You can't blame it on the backup quarterback not doing his thing. He put up 28 points, whether it was rushing or whether it was passing. But yet the Bears keep finding a way to win. Will that luck run out? Who knows? I think they're going to win the last 4 out of 4 out of 6 and get into a wild card spot somehow, some way. Or maybe, get into without a wild card. Don't know. I wish I can predict the future, but I think they do make the playoffs, which is unbelievable compared to where we were starting off. And we start off at 0-2. The Bears basically didn't dominate the game. It just the ball fell right into their lap at the right time at the right place. It's just what it is. Pittsburgh could have won that game. They could have, but they didn't. And that's just what it is. Whether it's Aaron Rodgers or whether it is a backup quarterback, they had a chance to win.
Yeah, no Aaron Rodgers. Steelers fall to 6-5, so the AFC North gets more interesting as the final 7 games embarks to close out the year. Chicago Bears move on to 8-3, first in the NFC North. But we do know who else is in the NFC North is Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Both teams are playing really good football right now. But to me, at any point, the real season starts after Thanksgiving. Anything up prior to Thanksgiving really doesn't matter because your best footballs require after Thanksgiving. And we do know that if there's any team that can go on a run after Thanksgiving from knowing history intending to repeat itself, it's Aaron Rodgers and knowing what he's capable of doing. I do have confidence in the Steelers, but right now with the Ravens being so hot in the AFC North, I just don't know what can happen. I mean, I know the Ravens have a pretty challenging game this upcoming weekend, but at the end of the day, this upcoming Thursday for Thanksgiving games. But for me, this game here, Caleb Williams, he was pretty impressive with his offensive chemistry with Ben Johnson. The play calling for me was decent. It did just enough. I mean, scoring 7 points in the third quarter and also in the fourth quarter for me was a difference maker. Pittsburgh not scoring any points in the third quarter. pretty much told me everything I need to see in that game, because by the time Chicago scored in the fourth, it was already too little, too late. And then Pittsburgh scoring late there in the fourth to make it 28-31. Bears got out of there. They took care of business. They did what they were supposed to do. Defensively, they held Pittsburgh in that third quarter, which was a difference maker. So by the time, Ben Johnson got in the fourth, you just have to control the game and manage it, which they did. They didn't turn the football over. Caleb Williams did a good job of that. But the Steelers move on to another game, another week, and we shall see what happens with them being at 6-5. Now, John, I know no Aaron Rodgers against the Bears. You do. He's real questionable against this upcoming game for you guys this upcoming Sunday. But do you have confidence right now, despite what you've seen against Chicago, that the Steelers can win the division?
That's tough, right? You have the Ravens in our division. They're going to stay strong with their main players or not. And I guess we have to take that mindset going into the rest of the season. We have a great coach. Many assets, like I said, and I think if we stay strong, even not having our main players, I think we can continue to win games.
Well, one thing's for sure and two things for certain, I'll probably say that again at some point later on in the episode, is that you will need Aaron Rodgers back if you want to win. Rather it's a bruised wrist, broken wrist. I mean, it doesn't matter. You need Aaron Rodgers if the Steelers want to go on the stretch the second half of the season after Thanksgiving break to pretty much make a shot for the division, if not a wild card in the AFC for the playoffs. But Bryant, one game I do want to touch on is the Lions 34-27 over the New York Giants. I do know that everybody was panicking if you were a Detroit Lions fan, because the Giants jumped out to a really hot start early in the first half. But the second half, we seen Dan Campbell, third consecutive week, calling plays with Brian Garve's glasses. I'm sure the glasses are making things work. But Jamar Gibbs, having an MVP year, put him in the conversation, 219 yards rushing. The Giants couldn't stop him worth a beat. He had 2 touchdowns. He had also was able to have a receiving touchdown, so 3 total touchdowns on the game. Jared Goff, 279 yards passing. Amari St. Brown, 6 receptions, 149 yards. He also got in the end zone for a touchdown. Amari St. Brown, thank you for the fantasy points this past weekend. I appreciate you. But Brian, comes down to overtime for me. Jamar Gibbs having that explosive run down the right sideline, getting to the end zone for the victory. Nobody can stop Detroit right now offensively when they're hot and when they're grooving. Jamar Gibbs has made the argument to be in the conversation for the MVP. I know Drake May is already in there. But what's your quick takeaway from the Detroit Lions win at home over the sorry New York Giants with Jameis Winston getting the start this past Sunday?
Well, what's funny is that the interim head coach is from my high school. He's the quarterback from St. Rita, and he played at Northwestern University. So he's the head guy right now. I can't recall his name and whatever. I think he played there from 99 or 2000 to 2004. So I'm a little bit older than him, but yet he's the interim head coach. And they did as good as they possibly could do with Jameis Winston. I like Jameis Winston. He brings at least some damn excitement on that team, because they got a lot of holes that's going on. And the game should have never been that close with the Detroit Lions. So, if I'm Detroit, you won the game, but I'll be worried because you actually gave up 27 points to a team that is dysfunctional.
Yeah, they had a late start in the first quarter. Second quarter, they scored 17 unanswered. Giants can't figure it out. James Winston had a really good game, 366 yards passing. This is something that, the Giants needed in terms of morale, in terms of that locker room boost. Just wasn't enough to get over the hump. Right now the Lions are in a pretty tough spot when you look at the NFC North in particular. Third currently in the division. Second is Green Bay, and then first you got the Chicago Bears. So it's a race for the division. Literally, the final 7 games are here, and Detroit's got an opportunity this coming Thursday to kind of pretty much either put themselves in contention to win a division, if not get in there as a wild card in the NFC. So it's going to be an interesting stretch. I don't sleep on the Lions at all. Defensively, they just have to tighten some things up, because there's no way you should give up 27 points and have Wendell Robinson have over 150-yard receiving. I'm not saying Wendell Robinson's a slouch. No, he's not. But the fact that he was able to get loose and how he got loose with his big receiving game, his best of the season so far for the New York Giants, was something that pretty much struck me. So I know Dan Campbell, he doesn't allow things to happen twice from a defensive standpoint. I know he has a lot of his DNA in that defensive game planning for during the practice week. So I expect Detroit to have a better defensive game plan. And I expect Detroit not to give up 27 points because they got a pretty good, tough matchup this upcoming their next game compared to what they have for the Giants. So we shall see. Moving on to the Ravens and Jets. Bryant, another win for the Ravens, undefeated since coming off the bye. They are now tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers at 6-5 in the AFC North. So business has just picked up, in the great words of Jim Ross. 23-10 was your final. The Ravens offensively are getting their groove back. It's something that I have called out. I know Derrick Henry hasn't fumbled late before the bye. He was fumbling like there's no tomorrow. But this week he had another 2 touchdowns getting the end zone. Welcome back. Zay Flowers, again, leading the team in receiving yards. Good to see him back leading the crew with 58 receiving yards. But Bryant, pretty much well-shaped game offensively on both sides of the ball. We know Tyrod Taylor got the start for the Jets. The Jets right now, they're not any good. They couldn't stop me and you if we were on the field for Baltimore. Jets fall to 2-9, pretty much fighting for a draft pick. I don't really have anything to say. Congrats on the wins to the Ravens. Do you have anything to add to this?
Nothing. It was the Jets. It's just what it is, and their schedule just fell right in their lap so they can make up the games that they lost early.
John, I know as a Steeler fan, you want to see every week that the Ravens lose to keep your winning division hopes alive. But with this win over the Jets, does this give you any worries about what Baltimore can do having a game this Thursday against Cincinnati?
Absolutely not.
That's why I like John. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Gotta love it. Rams over Bucks. Bryant, we talked about the Bucks for Thursday night. They have now lost 3 straight. I wonder who was the team that beat them first. Oh, the New England Patriots that started that. Thank you. Tampa Bay Bucks losing their 3rd game to one of the best teams. Well, actually the best team in the NFC, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. 34-7 was your final. Rams are pretty much on hot steam alert. That pot is boiling. And, if you are a Los Angeles Rams fan, you have to be pretty much excited where you're at, 9-2, one of the best records in the NFL. Matthew Stafford continuing with his MVP season, having 3 touchdowns in this game, 273 passing yards. Nakua, 97 yards receiving. And Devontae Adams getting the end zone twice. Something that I want to touch on, Bryant, real quick before we go to our next topic is Devontae Adams, right? Because everyone was pretty much closed the door on Devontae Adams with what his tenure was in New York and how it would shape out in L.A., then going to L.A. and having that Sean McVay pretty much DNA instilled into Devontae to just give him that confidence that he needs. Personally, Devontae Adams is a top 10 receiver when he's going. He's got a quarterback who knows how to get him the football, but also, more importantly, Matthew Stafford spreads the sugar around throughout the entire offense. We do know that Rams having Blake Corum, having Williams in the backfield has helped. But when you have a 1-2 punch with Nakua and Devontae Adams, Devontae is pretty much finding ways to get into the end zone, and it's been something special to watch. So with this 2 right here, adding Nakua to that mix, I mean, the Rams are a hard team to beat. They're up to 9-2, and they pretty much put a statement over the Buccaneers because, everyone had the conversation earlier about Tampa Bay being a good team. Baker Mayfield having an MVP year. Can Tampa Bay be one of the best teams in the NFC? My essence of that is hell no, because they're on a 3-game losing streak. And Todd Bowles in this Tampa Bay Bucs team, they got to figure it out and figure it out fast, because with 7 games remaining left in the season, it can get ugly in Tampa, and them falling to 6-5. It's safe to say, Brian, to put them on the hot seat alert, because this is something that you or I didn't see coming. But what do you see from Tampa Bay in these last 3 games on a losing streak, and what do you think that Tampa needs to do to improve if they want to get back in the win column?
Tampa is struggling, and I said it at the beginning of the season, even before this all came about. Tampa is just not that type of team yet to be able to be talking in picture to being one of that elites to be able to dominate the NFL. They just not. It's too young right now. So I got to give them another year or 2. The Rams, man, Nakua and Devontae, they're dominating. There's nothing you can say, with Blake Corum and company, and defensively, they just, 3 phases of the game, they are completely dominating football at 9-2. My problem with them is that they got to stay healthy. They stay healthy, then they gonna be right there in the mix and possibly be in the Super Bowl if they stay healthy. Nakua was out, and you see that they struggled when he was hurt a little bit. So that's something that's just to pay attention to. If they can stay healthy in the second half of football, and if they do, man, I wouldn't want to play them here in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, Rams had a total of 333 total yards in this game. Defensively, they were able to force Baker Mayfield to throw two interceptions, and they forced a fumble. So 3 takeaways from the defense. As Bryant talked out, all 3 phases of the game works out for you. When you got your defense that can contribute, you got that hot firepower offense that can contribute, and special teams. Good things will follow. And the funny thing is, Bryant, when we look at the Bucs, despite them losing 3 games in a row, they are still first place in their division. So Bucs are still alive. Don't rule them out just yet. We've seen Baker Mayfield have some late season heroics pretty much to get the momentum what they need. But as I said, mostly after the Thanksgiving break is when the season begins. But let's get into our preview for Friday game, which is the happy Black Friday for everybody out there that's getting ready to get shopping. And it's the Bears and Eagles, Bryant. The Bears are they got a pretty good tough matchup. They're on a short week. They were playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, the same Eagles team that just lost this past Sunday against Dallas. Defensively, they gave up 21 unanswered points in the second half after scoring 21 points in the first half. But what's your preview with Chicago going into Philly? Do you have confidence that Chicago can go into Philadelphia and get a win to prove to 9-3?
I have all the confidence in the world. They already know what to do with Saquon. You just isolate him. But, their throwing game has been struggling. If you keep him, Jalen Hurts under 120, 130 yards per game, we have a shot in winning that game. In fact, I think we will win the game because I think we're capable of doing those type of things. We're learning the system underneath our new head coach, and the sky's the limit. This is like Bryant Garvin versus Jayla Garvin because Jayla is now an Eagles fan, and every week she's got her Eagles stuff coming up, and I'm gonna sit here looking at her like she's crazy. So guess what? Go Bears, bear down.
John, let's get a quick pick. I know we're going to get ready. We're going to talk about our turkey picks. But if you had to give a winner for this Friday's game between the Bears and the Eagles, who are you taking?
I have to go with the Bears on this one. Caleb Williams is young, but he's a dog. I will not lie. So
smart man.
I'd go with the Bears on this one.
Smart man. Smart man.
Hey, look, listen. This will be an interesting game. I think, losing against Dallas on Sunday was something that you couldn't afford to do. We know A.J. Brown had a pretty good offensive game. I mean, he's been in the media the last few weeks complaining about him not getting the ball. Offensively, they're out of rhythm. They don't have what it takes, to win a Super Bowl. But to see him have a good individual game but still lose, the Eagles' offense really concerns me. I mean, when you have Saquon Barkley, who rushes for over 20 yards in 4 quarters, is atrocious. That should never happen when you have the defending MVP in the backfield with the offensive line that Philadelphia has. I mean, I'm not taking any credit away from Dallas. Dallas offensively did what they were supposed to do. Defensively, they were able to get off the field on third down. They got the fumble on special teams. That was a turning point in the game for me last Sunday. But Philadelphia has got to figure some things out because the Bears are coming in. They got a few. They're on a little winning streak here. And if you're Philly, you can't afford to lose a home game and fall at 8-4. Knowing that Dallas is pretty much trying to make a run at getting in as a wild card team, because I'm not sure if they'll win a division. I don't have confidence in them just yet. But this game here will be interesting. I like to see what will happen. I like Chicago to go into Philadelphia and win on Sunday. The last time I picked against the Eagles, I got destroyed on social media. I know I don't want to be banned from Xfinity Live because I want to go back there and walk out in 2 pieces. But the way Chicago's playing, the way Ben Johnson's offense looks defensively, I know that they will change some things up. But this is a game for me, for Jalen Hurts to see what he's got. I mean, he had 279 yards passing offensively against last week against Dallas. Chicago's a little bit more better defense than Dallas, even though Dallas defense has been improving as of late the last few weeks. I don't want to discredit their defense, even though I still think they're one of the most horrible defenses in the league. But it'll be interesting to see. So let's see what happens. Saquon, got to get him going early if you want to have a shot. I mean, I know he's a Northwest runner, but he set the tone. Philly must set the tone. I mean, first half, they did what they're supposed to do, scoring 21 points. But then second half, offensively, they got away what was working for them. And it'll be an interesting game on Black Friday between the Eagles and Bears, so look forward to that. Let's transition to the game that I'm looking forward to in Shador's first start as a Cleveland Browns starter. a second start, I should say, which would be the Cleveland Browns at 3-8 going playing against the San Francisco 49ers, a 49ers team who, again, is no slouch. It'll be another test for Shedeur. Fun fact for people out there that don't know, this is Shedeur's first full week of practicing with the team. Last week, he only practiced 4 days after pretty much not having any first-team reps when he went in against Baltimore 2 weeks ago. But, Bryant, with all the news circulating, everyone's pretty much, putting their slander out there about Shedeur and pretty much downplaying. Yes, he didn't have a great offensive display against the Raiders. Yes, the Raiders suck, but yet they beat my Patriots. Shame on New England for losing. But that's earlier in the season. I'm okay with that. But at this point, what you've seen from Shedeur against Las Vegas and having a pretty much tougher defense to go against with San Francisco, what are some of the things you're looking forward to seeing from Shedeur and the Cleveland Browns offense this upcoming Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers?
Well, look, I'm going to tell you right now, this game, San Francisco is going to win the game. Everybody knows this. We just flat out know. If San Francisco loses this game, this shit is fixed. I'm just going to tell it right now. This shit is fixed if San Francisco loses this game. However,
Cleveland's home.
The door is going to play his ass off, and the game's going to be close. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really, really tight. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that San Francisco go in there and blow the top off because these are grown men playing out here, and they just as good as San Francisco. However, Shedeur got something to prove, and he's trying to shock the world. If San Francisco go in there and they sleep on this team and sleep on him as a quarterback, they just may shock you. I don't think it's going to happen, but it just may shock you and wind up winning this game by a point or two. If you allow him, give him that opportunity. That's what scares me about Shedeur is that, man, if you give him the ball in the fourth quarter, he's going to beat your ass. He is. He really is. And you're not going to have any time left on the clock because he can manage the damn game. People can't see this shit. I can, but he can manage the game. He will wilter that clock all the way down to a point where you have no time left. And next thing you know, you're going to have San Francisco standing there looking like this.
Well,
in total disbelief of how they lost their game. It shouldn't happen, but it's possible.
The Browns will look to improve to a 2-game win streak. San Francisco coming in already winning 2 games. They're looking to go on a 3-game win streak. John, let me just get your quick preview on this because I know from your perspective, I'm curious to hear with all the news that we've seen over the course of the season with Shedeur not starting and then to him finally getting the start for Cleveland against Baltimore. What's been some of the things that have impressed you with Shedeur's composure on handling all of these things that have been happening behind closed doors, but yet still having the focus to get ready to go out there and compete in his second start this Sunday against San Francisco?
As an NFL quarterback, I really do think you have to have the pressure that you can build off of in these situations. He went and played good against the Ravens. And so if he can build off that and go against the 49ers, he has to play well. I will not lie, but I think it's possible.
Give me a quick pick. Who do you like Sunday? Browns at home, or do you like San Francisco on the road?
Browns at home.
Let it ride. Let it ride. Let it ride. Shedeur will get his second win as a starting quarterback in the NFL. John, you heard it from him first. Personally, I just want to see Shedeur excel and grow. Like I said earlier today, the more reps he gets, the more better he will get. Good things will follow. Despite the whole nonsense with him and Kevin Stefanski, I'm not going to get into that at this particular time. But I'm rooting for the man because a lot of people are praying on his downfall. But don't we love when people pray on our downfall? It's just like it just fuels you up a different way. And people want Shedeur to fail. But guess what? I know with where he comes from and his father being Dion and all the tough love and hardship that he has instilled in Shedeur and all his sons, Shedeur won't fail. And I look forward to seeing offensively what game plan they will put together against San Francisco because San Francisco is no slouch. Yes, San Francisco just beat Carolina. I'm not saying Carolina's a great team, but at the end of the day, it'll be a tough challenge for Shedeur to have another opportunity to get better. And now you could be able to catch that Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern time at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get into my game of the week, which will be Monday's night game between the New England Patriots and the New York Giants. Now, listen, as a Patriots fan, okay, I hope we beat the Giants by 40. Jameis Winston may put up 350 yards. Nah, let me take that back. He may put up 200 yards passing because defensively we have one of the top 5 defenses in the league. But this game is personal. I hate the Giants. I can't stand the Giants. I mean, we lost to them twice in the Super Bowl. I still have nightmares about it. I wake up out of my sleep because Wes Walker dropped the pass. Tom Brady put a dart on it. This guy went through his hands. I mean, David Manningham's catch on the sideline, David Tyree's helmet catch. I mean, listen, Eli Manning avoiding the sack. Look, I can go down a rabbit hole of how much more I hate the Giants and how many reasons I can give you why I hate the Giants. Listen, Jameis Winston's going to do what he can. Drake May in this offense is looking pretty good. They have the most their first team to 10 wins. If you didn't know, they also on a 9-game winning streak at 10-2. They will improve to 11-2 to be the best record in the NFL, which would be the number 1 team in the AFC still. Like I said, I'm speaking into existence. It runs through Foxborough. Get the first round bye. Get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and let's get ready to prepare for another Super Bowl run because Mike Vrabel has done something that Gerard Mayo couldn't, and I don't want to hear it about Gerard Mayo. Yes, I don't want to see the brother get fired. I'm rooting for the brother, but at the end of the day, if you're Robert Kraft, you are in win-now mode, not rebuild mode, and what Drake May has done with offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels in year 2, adding Stephon Diggs, having our rookie Stephon Stevenson come in there and be the force in the backfield. Give me the Patriots on Monday night against the Giants. Hope we beat them by 40. Whatever the spread is, take New England with the spread. That's how much I hate the Giants. All will be well. Let's get into our Thanksgiving Thursday night preview. We got a few games for you folks this upcoming Thursday, and it'll be an interesting one. So our picks will be pretty much new and improved. Bryant, I am 8-4. You are 7-5. I should be 9-3, but we're not going to talk about that. But Thanksgiving Day, you get 3 beautiful games who will pretty much be exciting to me when I watch, which will be the first game of the day with Packers and Lions. This will be a division matchup. Both teams are playing pretty good football right now, especially what Jordan Love having the return of Watson offensively. Kansas City and Dallas, we do know that this is the first time the Kansas City Chiefs have been at 500, or at the time 5-5, before winning this past Sunday to prove to 6-5. First time since 2015. Dallas is trying to do a late season heroic of what we've seen in years past of trying to fight for a wild card spot. And the return of Joe Shiesty. The Cincinnati Bengals will go into Baltimore with the undefeated Ravens, saying undefeated since the bye week that they had at 6-5. And then, of course, we get Black Friday Bears and the Eagles. But let's get into our Thanksgiving Day picks. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Let's go. Packers, Lions. Let's start with you, John. Who do you like and Thanksgiving Day? Packers or Lions? Detroit is home. Lions at home. Brian, who do you like? I mean, this is a division game, so you want both teams. You want this game to end in a draw, but who do you like on Thursday?
I want both teams to lose. The hell with the draw. But I'm going with the Packers. I can't believe it, but it just cheeseheads. Can't stand them. But I'm going to have to go with the Packers on this one.
Packers are 7-3-1. Detroit is 7-4. I'm taking the Detroit Lions at home. They are home again. They play really well at home. I don't know if you listen. This is a game where David Montgomery has to have one of those explosive games. I do know that David Montgomery is due for that. Jamar Gibbs has been carrying the weight, not also in the backfield rushing, but also in the backfield catching the ball. And Jared Goff, right now, what they have going on with that big three with Gibbs and Amari St. Brown. And if they can get Sam Laporta back for this upcoming game, the tight end for the Detroit Lions, that will be another offensive, a huge asset that Jared Goff can use, because Sam Laporta is really good as a run blocker, but he's a damn good tight end in the league. Top 5, in my opinion, when it's all said and done. Give me the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving Day against the Green Bay Packers. Chiefs and Cowboys, folks. Bryant, who are you going for? Do you like Patrick Mahomes coming to Jerry's World for the win, or do you see Dak Prescott and the Cowboys getting another win to improve to 6-5?
Both teams need to win desperately.
Yes.
Desperately. And let me tell you something. The Zebras will not allow the Chiefs to lose and not be in this playoffs. It's happening now. Even though sorry-ass Dallas defensively is starting to play. Like, it just came out of nowhere. Like, this game is somewhat fixed. It's got to be, because they play in like the second coming of Jesus Christ. these past 2 games. Like defensively is like unreal. And I'm like, what the hell's going on with Dak? He's throwing BBs. They lose to the Chiefs by 3.
Woo. Wow. Listen, Dallas fans, you already are. I don't even want to. I could say a whole bunch of things about you guys. Listen, you got one job. The last time I picked the Dallas Cowboys to win was Monday night against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals came into Jerry's world without Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was undefeated against Dallas in his career. He wasn't even playing, and the Cowboys lost. So listen, it's Thanksgiving Day, and if I know what history does, Jerry don't lose on Turkey Day. He damn sure don't. And they're in Jerry's world, and I know the fix is always in Jerry's world. Give me the Dallas Cowboys over the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't believe I'm saying that. My insides are hurting. I know.
Right.
My insides are hurting. They're hurting. Oh, my God. I feel like I'm getting eaten up again. So publicly, this is my second time publicly picking the Dallas Cowboys to win on Turkey Day against the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be an interesting game. You catch that game at 4:30. And then fast forward to the game of the night, Sunday night football, Thursday night football, I should say, is the return of Joe Burrow, a.k.a. Joe Shiesty. Joe Flacco, you done all you could. You didn't do much, but you did what you could. But now it's time for you to get back on the bench, let a quarterback come in. Listen, personally, before I get into picks, I disagree completely with this move of head coach Zach Taylor starting Joe Burrow in this game. You're 3-8. The season is over. You have nothing to play for. Protect your star quarterback. Give him all the time the rest of the year to heal. Prepare him for next season. It makes no sense to put him in this game. No sense even bringing him back this early. I know he's not 100%, but hell, with Zach Taylor's job on the line, he goes, shit, I got nothing else to lose. I'm getting fired at the end of the year anyway, so why not? So Cincinnati will be on the road going into Baltimore. Baltimore's undefeated since the bye. They're currently at 6-5. Quick picks. Brian, who do you like? Do you like Joe Burrow or do you like Lamar Jackson Thursday night?
This is a bad game from Joe Burrow to come back. It's a bad game.
Bad game.
There's nothing.
Bad game.
There's nothing that is going to come good with this. They're going to have a blow a quick whistle or something. Baltimore is not losing until they get into the playoffs. They have to get that berth immediately. So they already know their backs against the wall. They're not look. I said this. I said they got to win out. They have to. No choice, and they're going to. Baltimore.
Last 2 seasons, Joe Burrow has thrown 820 yards in total versus the Baltimore Ravens. John, who do you like, Ravens at home, or do you like Joe Shiesty coming into Baltimore and stealing a W?
I think in no situation the Baltimore Ravens lose this game. No situation.
I mean, Joe Burrow's getting his guys back. He's getting Jamar Chase coming back from suspension. He's getting T. Higgins back. But listen, right now the football that the Ravens are playing, I don't expect Cincinnati to do much. I expect Derrick Henry to have a pretty good game rushing on the ground, over 60 yards rushing. I do expect Zay Flowers to do what he does. Hopefully get in the end zone. He hasn't been in there in the last few weeks. But you guys can catch that game Sunday, 8:20 Eastern on NBC. Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth will have the call. Al Michaels is with Amazon Prime. Shame on me. I should know that already. And it'll be interesting. So give me the Baltimore Ravens at home. Listen, this is going to be great, folks. I mean, what a great Turkey Day we have lined up for tomorrow. 3 good games. I know Bryant is hoping for the worst out of the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. But Chris, as a Cowboys fan, I know he's dying for Dallas to win because they need to win to keep their season hopes alive. And all those other miserable Cowboys fans out there, they're talking after beating Philly like, oh, my God, like you're still 500. Relax. At 5-1. Winning doesn't – you're not going to catch Philadelphia in terms of the division in the NFC East. So, one game at a time, but it'll be interesting. Give me the Ravens, and we shall see what happens. Thursday night football locks for this upcoming Thursday, Thanksgiving edition. That's right. I said it, Thanksgiving edition. I'm going to take in the Lions and Packers game, I'm going to take Jared Goff to throw over 200 yards passing. I like Jared Goff to throw a touchdown. The way Jamar Gibbs has been playing, I'm going to take him to rush for over 50 yards. And for the Dallas Cowboys and Kansas City Chiefs game, I like Dak to throw over 150 yards passing. I like CeeDee Lamb to get in the end zone anytime touchdown scorer. KC, whatever. I like KC to cover that spread, but alternate that. Take KC with the +10. It'll be a close game in Jerry's World. We know it won't be a blowout in that regard. And then the last game for the for the Bengals and the Ravens. I like the Ravens at home. I'm taking them with the spread. Alternate that to 2.5. But let's take Lamar Jackson to throw a touchdown, and let's take Derrick Henry, the enforcer, the bruiser, to rush for over 60 yards. Those are my Thursday night Thanksgiving football picks and locks brought to you by no one. Let's keep this train rolling. Getting into it. Our PGA segment. We know that John is a very multi black king, but also he is a student athlete at Howard University. But John, during your college choice, we know you could have went to any other place. You had options in terms of picking your next school to go to play for. And by the way, Brian, if you didn't know, I put something together special for the people to see, because this guy, John, can hit a freaking ball off a tee. Look at the posture. Look at the swing. Look at the composure. I mean, he has all the mechanics, all the tools to be the next great. I mean, look, anytime someone says that they want to be mentored by a PGA great, a PGA Hall of Famer, do you know what that means, Bryant? Do you understand what we're looking at here? I mean, listen, Tommy Fleetwood. If you don't know, like I said earlier, Google him. But John, give us a little bit more perspective. Why was Howard University the choice for you to take your talents to for the next 4 years, and what made their men's golf program special for you to say, you know what, I want to commit to these guys. I think this is the best place to get me to the next step in my level of my career, and also beyond Howard, and that's getting into the PGA as a professional.
From an inside view, why not Howard? Mainly because it's a great university, amazing education, even after college, a great golf team, and backed up by many greats like Coach P, the head coach, and Stephen Curry.
You know, for recent news, if you guys didn't know, we want to give a congratulations to John on being officially named the brand ambassador for Trap Golf. If you guys, Trap Golf does a lot of amazing things, but the fact that they were willing to invest into you and pretty much say you're going to be our guy as brand ambassador, take me through what was that moment like for you, finding out and hearing the news that you're the new brand ambassador for Trap Golf?
It's an honor. It truly is, because it's a great golf company. Culturally, throughout the game, they spread love among the Black community. I can't thank Mr. Aaron and Mr. Wayne enough for this opportunity.
Brian, one of the things that I said, and I'll give into, I'm going to put out some quick facts and you tell me your takeaway. Trap Golf is a lifestyle brand and creative movement that mixes golf culture with hip hop, trap music, and sweatwear aesthetics. It aims to make golf more accessible, diverse, and culturally relevant, especially for younger and non-traditional golfers. It was funded by Tariq Slick Edmonds and DJ Young Bull, although known as Tyrone Walton. They created to break stereotypes around who belongs in golf and to bring modern culture onto the course. One of the things for me that makes Trap Golf what it is they do a pretty good job in terms of designing for their graphic polos, the hoodie and tees, their bucket hats, the caps, their style, and what they implement in terms of the graffiti, the hip hop references, the colors, and brown font and bold fonts, part of a broader movement reshaping golf's image, along with Eastside Golf, Macklemore's Bogey Boys. It helps bring youth culture, fashion, music into spaces where they haven't historically been represented. Frequently collaborates with influencers, pro golfers, and creatives. Now, we do know that Trap Golf is heavily involved in the golf sport. We do know that they have tons of heavy black representation, and they are creative. They have a creative expression on the course. So we know that everyone out there that may not know about the golf world or the endorsement deals or brand deals that go on behind closed doors, not many African-American student athletes or athletes in general get these opportunities that John has gotten. Bryant, from your perspective, you've seen these type of things, these deals happen behind closed doors and been a part from the basketball side. But from hearing John being named the brand ambassador for Trap Golf, what's some of the things that excites you, and how can John be a inspiration to embark more for trap golf in terms of black athletes, in terms of golfers to invest in?
I'm just excited just to have this young man on the show and basically share his wealth amongst the other young black golfers. It's something that it hasn't been done. And my thing is with NIL deals and trap golf and whoever else is going to come and offer this young man, the sky is going to be the limit, and he can be the leader of this whole entire platform. It's a privilege to have you here, young man. Especially being a student of Howard University, one of the prestigious HBCUs that's out there. And, and I've had my share of time of playing against Howard. And I think also coaching against those guys, on the football team, even though they're not that great. But the fact that you got a lot of premier athletes that come around and doing some outstanding things out here in the political world coming from Howard, and also in the engineering world, and as well as the entrepreneurship. So the things that you're doing, man, is the sky's the limit, and whatever I can do to help you get more and become more. I'm quite sure your circle is huge, and you don't need us. And I'm old in the game, so at the end of the day, man, I'm looking for your leadership and taking every neighborhood that you can possibly find to encourage them to play the game of golf and get these NIL deals and basically follow your footsteps. So I'm all for it. Whatever I can do, just reach out and call.
Thank you.
Well, John, it's a good thing that you don't play Howard football and you play for Howard men's golf. And Howard men's golf, as long as John's playing for Howard, Howard's going to have a shot to win anything, and that's including winning multiple championships. So we look forward to seeing John's continued growth and success at Howard men's golf. But more importantly, you are a part of the Steph Curry Junior Golf Tour, which is an underrated golf. What was that like, knowing that Steph Curry having a lot of investment into the Howard University in terms of the golf program? But what's that like for you, being a part of such a historic, pretty much knowing that Steph Curry is involved in this, but more importantly, how does it feel being a part of this solution of paving the way for future golfers, not also at Howard, but also black student athlete golfers around the country?
So Steph Curry Golf Tour, it's an absolute dream. They fly about 100 kids out 5 times during the summer to prestigious golf courses around the country, the absolute best golf courses around the country. I personally loved it as a junior golfer. I was on the tour for 3 years, and it was one of the best things that happened to me. It made me create relationships between many people around the country, and I loved it. It was amazing.
Is there a particular moment for you that kind of struck you away on this 3-year tour with Steph Curry Golf? I know flying out, let's just put it like this. They fly out the best 100. It's not just any 100. It's the best 100. So is there any remarkable point for you during this 3-year journey with this that stood out, that stands out to you when you look back now today? Is like, wow, that was a game changer for me?
This was one of the tournaments where I played in was when I got recruited by Howard. And so I went out to the tournament at TBC San Antonio in Texas, and I was recruited by Howard. Coach P came out, we talked a good bit, and he later offered me after. And that was a big statement for me, especially knowing that I was a part of the golf tour, and I really loved the situation.
Hey, Monty, I had a question to ask you.
Sure.
Who are some of the other schools that recruited you for the game of golf coming out of high school?
I was recruited by Morehouse. Edgar Evans, he's a great guy. Virginia State. I was talking to a good bit of schools in South Carolina, North Carolina, FAMU a little bit too. But that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I was at Morehouse a couple of years ago. So this is where it's bringing back some good memories of everything of myself hearing about you. So I did some research on you at that time.
Well, we want to give a special shout out to our guy Chad, who is a Morehouse State alum, and Chad, I know you guys dropped the ball on this one. I mean, look, once in a generational talent, John Thompson. If you don't know, Google him. He's going to be the next great. I believe that, and I know at one point, John, I do want to have some time on a 2-way screen with you and myself, because what you are doing is something that pretty much isn't highlighted as much as it should be in terms of of young homegrown talent coming from South Carolina to be in a position that you're in and having the opportunities that you are already giving, being a freshman at Howard, knowing that you've had multiple other schools that could have wanted you, but picking Howard as the best school for you to improve and progress your collegiate career, that's something we'll touch on later. But one of the things I want to talk to you about, or for you to tell us about, is the PGA Pathway to Progression program. Tell us a little bit about that program and what are some of the things you look forward to with being a part of it?
So the PGA Pathway to Progression program is a program set up by the PGA Tour to promote minorities towards the PGA Tour in a sense and progress us to better our golf games. They fly us out to a camp once a year. Great mentors there at really good golf courses, gives us lessons, opportunities. They give us money to the PGA Superstore. I really loved it. It bettered my golf game for sure. And I would recommend that to anyone.
Can you recommend that to Bryant as well? Is he eligible? Is he eligible?
He might be aged. I can get him on. I got you. Yeah.
Can you get the hell with him? Can you get me out there? Because look, listen, I got my golf clubs. I got my golf clubs in the corner right here. Look, I'm always ready to go. I'm always ready to go get my game better.
That's the most pathetic convo he ever. My golf game runs circles around his.
Listen, John, look at me.
Pathetic.
Listen. For everybody out here that's watching or will watch, I will bet any amount of dollar that me versus Brian in a golf match, I promise you, I bet the house on it, I will kick his ass and win. I'm telling you, I promise you. Me lose to him?
He's lucky that I can only go so far.
John, here
but that's okay. I'll play through it. I'll play through just to prove a damn. I'll play through just to prove a point.
My spinal cord's messed up. I can't play like I used to back in my early 20s. I'm just having all these.
This is shit I hate. This is shit I hate when them 20-year-olds talking shit to a 50-something-year-old. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
There's no problem.
30 years
no problem.
On this, man.
No problem. Listen.
30 years.
Listen.
If I was 22 years old, he'd be sitting over there like a little puppy that I saw earlier today. Sleeping in the corner.
John, it's okay. Listen. Don't worry about him. Let me one of the things I want to bring up, John, is that for me, I know back in my early basketball days when I thought basketball would be the dream. Thank God it turned out not to be. I got missed. My brother is like 6'2". I'm only about like 5'9". God missed me because if I was that height, Bryant would have sent me through to college. I'm pretty sure for some school, Division I, 2, or 3. I wasn't all that good. But I know growing up and taking basketball from a serious level, watching other stars of the game, I picked certain things of their game and I try to implement into my own, like Steve Nash, his pregame shooting ritual, or Ray Allen, his pregame shooting ritual, some of the things that he did to implement to make his shooting game better. I was more of a shooter more than a dribbler. The things that you see from Luka Doncic or Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry behind and back between, I couldn't do none of that. I would just pretty much give me a screen, give me a backdoor screen. I can run baseline, get me to the corner. I'll be there. I'll spot up. I'll shoot. I'll knock the shot down. That was my game. But for you, there's a lot of professional golfers out there. What are some golfers that you love to watch today? But more importantly, what golfers out there that you watch that you take little things from their game and implement it into your own to kind of tweak the things up for you mechanically to help you continue to be great in your young golf career?
When I watch golf, I mainly watch Tommy Fleetwood and Scotty Scheffler. Those two seem like they're always in control of their game, in control of their emotions, and have their mind running clear the whole time. I feel like I can implement that into my game and many other golfers as well, like Brian.
I love it. Hey, John, listen. If there's one message you can give, or one piece of advice that you could give to the up and coming athletes that want to play golf or already play golf, but may not have the confidence to get to the level that you're at and the level that you're going to get to, what would some of those things be?
Number one, never give up. Number two, never count yourself out. There are many times you may see other players going to the tournaments and you play well, but there's always a chance, no matter where you're at, no matter how bad you're playing. There's always an opportunity to the next hole. So.
Mentally, I want to pick your brain here. When you are out there or preparing for a tournament or preparing for a match, regardless of the opposing competition, from a mental standpoint, what are some of the things that get you into that mode of saying, of getting you to being super laser focused, locked in? And while out there between different holes, what's that mindset for you, knowing that, regardless of what hole it is, the next shot is pretty much your best shot, because your game, your long distance game is great. You could drive the ball like no other. Your short game is pretty much like mine, but just a little better. But from a mental standpoint, what's going through your brain from leading up to the match and then during the match?
I believe my preparation places me where I deserve to be. And so if I have weeks leading up to a tournament and I do what I'm supposed to do every single day throughout practice, studying a course, reading books, that's where I'll put myself in a tournament.
Preparation. You hear that, Bryant?
Yeah, I heard what he said. I heard what he said before. I heard that. I heard you laughing too.
Well, we got a question from someone that's watching through our YouTube channel, the Rewind_GSC3. It says, John, what's the best course you have played on so far?
Hungary Golf Club? No. Actually, I'd say I'd say Congaree Golf Club, actually. Yeah. They played the CJ Cup there. I was also there a couple years ago for a camp. I love that. I love that golf course because it tests every single part of my game to its max.
For the people in the back, John, can you say what you said one more time? Preparation. Run that. Can you just? I just need you to say that one more time, because that right there, that made me just want to run through a brick wall right now. One more time for the people.
Preparation places you where you deserve to be.
Preparation places you where you want to be. Bryant, preparation's getting ready to take us to our next segment, and that's Coach Garv's hot take. Let's get into it.
We know what time it is. It's that week, baby. It's that time. It's that time. You know what it is. We already know who's going to win this game. It's going to be 5 straight, baby. 5 straight. We ain't playing no games. You've been talking shit all week, fans. Put up or shut up. Let's go. Let's go, Blue. It's all Big Blue, baby. We coming for that ass. Your ass. Your ass is coming. We coming for it. Pause all the way, but we coming for it. Yes, sir. Let's go. We know what it is. Go Blue, baby. Go Blue, baby. It's what it is. And you know I was going to do this. Woo! Let's go, baby. Woo! Light it up. I wish I could put the pads on myself. God, I'm just mad at myself that I couldn't get into the Michigan during that time. Boy, I'll be right there in the middle of the field going like this. We already know what this is. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, Chris.
Hey.
I'm playing this just for you, baby. Just for you. Go Blue.
Hey, Brian, what's one message you want to say to Ohio State fans ahead of Saturday's matchup between the #1 Ohio State Buckeyes and Michigan Wolverines from the Big House?
Don't plant that damn flag in the middle of our stadium. We will burn that shit and burn anyone near it. Keep that flag on your sideline and shut the hell up.
That's this week's edition of episode 42 of the Rewind. Coach Garv's hot take. Go Blue, baby. Let's get into a rewind of the week. I can't wait because, boy, am I pissed off. Let's go, baby. Listen, folks, John, you have the opportunity to chime in on this after. Let me know what you think. But on this week's edition of Rewind of the Week, it is my top 5 after week 12. Damn it, I don't want to hear nothing. The New England
Get the
Patriots
hell out
at
of
number one.
that
Why?
shit
They're
Get
the
that shit
first
outta
team
here.
to win 10 games. They're on a 9-game winning streak. We got the New York Giants on Monday night, the horrible New York Giants on Monday night. We're going to improve to 11-2. At number 2, I got the Los Angeles Rams. Why? Matthew Stafford's having an MVP year, over 28 touchdowns, only threw 2 interceptions. I mean, there's no other quarterback that's from a QBR perspective is playing the well as he's playing offensively with him and Nakua, Sean McVay, Devontae Adams, Williams, Blake Corum, the Michigan alum, by the way, the national champion, by the way, for the Michigan Wolverines. No one right now can beat the Rams in the NFC. They're the hottest team. They deserve to be it. The Denver Broncos, I know they're coming off a bye week this upcoming Sunday. Yes, they've been home forever. They're still undefeated at home. But with the way Bo Nix has been playing, Sean Payton, this is a well-needed rest that the Broncos need to get ready for the second half stretch. Right now, they are number one in the division. The Chiefs won't catch up to them regardless if they win on Turkey Day against the Cowboys or lose. Won't matter. Broncos at number 3. The Colts at number 4. And yes, people have said, well, why don't you have Detroit in top 5? Or why don't you have Green Bay in the top 5? Listen, until the Colts lose a true game and stop Jonathan Taylor from rushing over 100 yards, Colts will continue to be in my top 5. They're one of the hottest teams in the AFC. They are coming off a well-rested bye that they truly deserve. I don't trust Daniel Jones worth a lick. I damn sure don't trust him when it's time for the playoffs to win a game. Colts at 5. And I know. I'll probably take heat for this, but I'm ready for it. Bring all the smoke. It's the Chicago Bears at 5. I never thought I'd see the day I have Chicago in my top 5. But I'm showing a little love to Ben Johnson. Chicago Bears at 8-3. Offensively, Caleb Williams is playing a little bit more better week in and week out. This past Sunday, he threw over 3 touchdowns. Offensively, they looked okay. They got the win at home against Pittsburgh, but yet they got another challenge going into Friday, Black Friday, against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are looking to win after losing to Dallas. Philadelphia will be pissed off, but until Chicago loses, I just may keep them in my top 5. John, your thoughts on my top 5, agree or disagree?
I don't think this is a bad list. I really don't.
That's why I love you. You know what? You are welcome back here anytime. Bryant, your thoughts on my top 5, agree to disagree? And if you disagree, what is your top 5 to replace this?
Take that 1, switch it with 2.
Flip wow. Wow.
Flip it.
Wow.
Just
wow.
Flip it.
Okay.
LA, then bum ass Patriots 2. You can keep Denver at 3 because I'm a major Bo Nix fan. I say that. I'm not ready for the Bears to be number 5 yet.
Oh,
I'm not ready for and there's reasons because they haven't been.
Is
tested.
a disaster waiting to happen?
You know what I mean? They're 0-2 against good teams. So, right now I'm not ready for them at 5. I'd rather put Green Bay at 5 because
you know what?
Green Bay is proven. So I'm not ready for the Bears to be at 5. Not yet. You would tell me, and I would tell you what they do these last 6 games. Then we can sit
7.
there and replace it.
John, you see, Brian's being ungrateful ahead of Thanksgiving. We got a lot of things to be thankful for this year's Thanksgiving. The way the world is going on, the things that our president's doing. There's a lot of things to be ungrateful for. But this guy right here is very ungrateful for me putting Chicago in there at number 5. But just for him being ungrateful, if I had to replace Chicago at 5, I'll put Seattle at number 5 at 8-3. He's being ungrateful. No problem.
I was thinking
no problem.
the Eagles. The Eagles.
Whoa! Hell no.
Man.
No way, no how. Put the damn Eagles.
Okay, so if the Eagles go and beat the Bears this week, what do you think?
Well, then, see that.
Well,
if was a 5th, we all be drunk.
You never know. It's called the NFL for a reason, and
we will see on Friday.
John, I'll say this.
Look at that. Yes.
Shout out to our guy Pat. Shout out to our guy Pat.
Terrible.
Love Pat. Diehard Eagles fan. Listen, John, I'm not against Philly at 5, right? If Philly wins on Friday against Chicago, and let's just play devil's advocate, depending on how they win, Because if they gave up 28 points against a quarterback that was a backup, Mason Rudolph, God knows what Saquon's going to do this upcoming Friday from the rush perspective. God knows what Jalen Hurts is going to do from the passing perspective. God knows what A.J. Brown's going to do or Devontae Smith's going to do or Dallas Goedert's going to do. God knows what this offense is going to do. They're suspect, right? This offense, Philadelphia's offense is suspect, right? But if I'm going to play devil's advocate, if Philly wins, Indy wins, Seattle wins, that's 3 teams at 9-3. So the fight for the 5th spot is questionable. But I'm not mad at Philly at 5. But they lost a game they should have won. A game they should have won. And I'm okay with that. But the best segment, the last segment of tonight's episode 42. Hopefully we get John back in here because he's got to hear this. The people's got to hear it. They're going to hear it. Whether you like it or not. I've heard the discussions. I've listened to your comments. I've heard what you had to say. I have been listening and listening for the last 8 weeks, building up for this game right here on Saturday. I've been patient. I've been humble. And I damn sure have been kind. But I will not hold no remorse on you sorry Ohio State candy asses this Saturday. And it's time for the last segment of tonight. May God as my witness help me to push through for what I am about to do to those sorry, miserable, pathetic, lousy, disgusting Ohio State Buckeye fans. It's Floss with Moss, episode 42. It's about to get flossy. Let's go, Chris. Hang on, let me get myself together here for what I'm about to embark on. We'll make sure we good. Listen up. Listen up. Listen up. First off, we're joined by Chris, our lovely producer, his first public global experience on the Rewind. He is an Ohio State Buckeye fan. He is a Toronto native. He reps the Toronto Blue Jays, the same Toronto Blue Jays that lost in the World Series against the Dodgers. He represents the Toronto Maple Leafs, the same Toronto Maple Leafs that lost in the NHL playoffs. He may be cousins with the Edmonton Oilers, but that's the same Edmonton Oilers team that lost in the Stanley Cup this past year against the Florida Panthers. Listen, can I get a solo screen, boss? Can I get a solo screen? I get a solo screen? Thank you. Give me the floor. Everybody, listen. Get the hell out the way. Move, clear the chain. Clear the room. Look. Saturday on Fox. Michigan versus Ohio State. Right? These are 2 schools. When you go there, you only go there for one reason. This game right here on Saturday. Michigan is coming in, winning the last 4 games. I don't want to remind Buckeye fans what happened last year when you were ranked the number 2 team in the country. Michigan came in there, wasn't supposed to win, had no business winning. Went into the place they call the Horseshoe. I said it last week in the studio in Canada. I'm going to say it again this week right here on episode 42. The horse shit. It's called the horse shit. Anytime Michigan comes to town, it's horse shit. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to shit on the Buckeyes in Columbus. That sorry, miserable place with those horrible fans. And look, Ryan Day, he's only had 1 win as a head coach for Ohio State against Michigan. And yes, I know Jim Harbaugh's not there anymore. But let me remind you, Coach Moore is here. And last time I checked, he's 1-0 against Ohio State in his career as head coach for the Wolverines. Now, I know Brian Hartline is offensive coordinator now because Chip Kelly left. He went to Las Vegas, and his ass just got fired. But guess what? Rather Brian Hartline was a wide receiver coach, or rather he was a recruiting coordinator, or rather he was sitting upstairs playing with his toenails and tying his shoelaces, I don't give a damn. Michigan is going to win this Saturday at home. Why? 2021, 42-27. 2022, 45-23. 2023, 30-24. 2024, 13-10. On the road. We coming back home. Bryce Underwood, you ready? This is why you come to Michigan, Bryce, for this game right here. You want to be a Michigan legend? You want to be there with the all-time greats? You want to be with J.J. McCarthy, who's beat Ohio State? You want to be like Tom Brady? This is what you come to Michigan to do. That's spank the Buckeyes' ass. That's right. I said it. What did I say? I said ass. Another thing I want to touch on. Woo, I'm hot. It's hot in here. God damn, it's hot. Listen, Coach Moore, this is your time. I know with this win on Saturday, our college football playoff chances, it might be slim to none. But with this win on the resume against the number 1 team in the country, it may give us a shot at being a number 12 in the college football playoff. It may give us a shot to be the number 11 team in the college football playoff. And I'm okay with that. Justice Hayes, you've been rushing for damn good season rushing. Had multiple over 100-yard rushing games. You've had multiple games where you scored 2 touchdowns. You found the end zone the last few games. You are out. I know. But this game here, we need you at your best. It comes down to the line of scrimmage. Who controls the trenches? We know Ohio State has the capabilities in years past with Urban Meyer at the helm with that offensive line. Yet, fast forward, we've seen Jim Harbaugh have one of the best offensive line in the country with Blake Corum in the backfield, rush for over 100 yards against Ohio State and win. Comes down to the line of scrimmage. Control the line of scrimmage. Control the game. That's the winner of the game. And I know Jeremiah Smith. Woo! Best receiver in the country. Absolutely. No question about it. Best receiver in the country. He didn't play last week. I understand Ryan Day wants to give him a week off so he can have his best receiver ready to go against Michigan on the road, but that's okay. I know Will Johnson's in the NFL, and I miss him dearly, which is playing his ass off, by the way, in the NFL. Shout out to Will, who's also a national champion, by the way. But look, if history tends to repeat itself, which it will, last year, Michigan beat Ohio State. Ohio State went on to win the national championship. I'm cool with that. I got no problem. Everyone wants to talk about the game. Ohio State this, Ohio State that. Ohio State's the best team in the country. Ohio State didn't play nobody. Let's pull up the schedule. Texas week 1, that didn't matter. Archie Manning is a trash can in itself behind Eli Manning. The best Manning is Peyton. Google it. That's a Snapple fact. More Super Bowls than Eli. Actually, 2-2. Sorry, shame on me. But look, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. So for all you fellas in the locker room that wearing that maize and blue, that's getting ready to go out there and play in front of over 100,000 fans in a sold-out crowd in the big house, this is why you come to Michigan. This is why you come to play at Michigan. And that's go out there and beat Ohio State. And damn it, I expect Michigan to go in there and improve to 5-0. That's right, I said it, 5-0. Bryce Underwood, let it ride. Go blue, baby.
Let it ride.
Let it ride. Let it ride.
That was cute. That was cute.
Play my music. Hit my music. Hail to the victors out in hell. To the victors out in hell. Hell to Michigan. Let's go, baby. Hey, can we? Hey, Brian, can we get a Let's Go Blue chant? Can we get a Let's Go Blue chant?
We're not doing
Let's
that.
Go Blue.
Where's my boy Pat when I need him?
That's it. Now listen, Chris, I love you. I may not like you after Saturday because I know. Listen, matter of fact, let me take that back. I just want you to pick up that phone when I call on Saturday. I don't want your phone to be on Do Not Disturb. I don't want your phone to go straight to voicemail. I don't want you to say, I threw my phone at the wall because Ohio State lost. I don't want you to say the wife took my phone away because she knew I was going to be on suicide watch. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I want you to pick up the phone when I call on Saturday after Michigan whacks that ass at home and beat Ohio State Buckeyes, the number 1 team in the country, by the way, to improve to 5-0 in the last 5. Hey, in the great words of Stephen A., holla at your boy. Woo! Go blue, baby. I'm good. Chris,
All
your
right.
thoughts. Your thoughts.
Well, that's good that you're good, and I'm looking forward to that phone call. It's not gonna be a phone call, be a FaceTime because I'll be Thank you, by the way, for bringing up those cigars, because I'm looking forward to lighting that up at the end when Ohio State takes care of business. I just got one little thing I'd like to say about this game, and why Ohio State should and likely will beat Michigan, because this year the Ohio State Buckeyes are better everywhere it actually matters. Michigan's whole identity is run the ball and hoping nobody notices the passing game. And Ohio State's defense, when they get going, that Matt Patricia defense, that gets going, and that
I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said that.
And that puts a little chokehold. We're just gonna wait. We're gonna slow him down, and we're gonna let you.
Oh,
we're gonna let Mr. Underwood stress out, panic, throw some picks.
Ohio State lost to Michigan, and they had a bum quarterback last year, and defensively they wasn't even ready to play.
You're right.
You lost them 13-10 against
right.
nobody.
You're right.
Now they have players.
Hey, listen.
You're not wrong on last year.
I look, Julian Sayin is a good quarterback.
Future Heisman, Julian Sayin. You can say that.
Good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
Indiana's going to win it.
And listen.
Get out of here.
Listen. Defensively, if we're going to talk facts, Ohio State's got the top 3 defense in the country. They get off the field on third down. They're one of the best. They don't give up no more than 7 points a game. They haven't gave that up all season. They haven't given 14 points all season. Defensively, they can stop the run. Defensively, they can hold the passing game under 200 yards for the opposing team. That's all great numbers and facts. But when we look at the Ohio State schedule, who have you played?
Who'd you guys play?
Who did Ohio State play? Besides
who did Michigan play?
Week 1.
Who did Michigan play?
I mean,
Oklahoma, and they lost. They lost to Oklahoma. That was a tough game. You're right. When they played a real team, they had some trouble.
Oh boy! Look, let's look at the schedule, Bryant. You ready? Ohio State schedule: win against Texas, win 70-0 Grambling State. You scheduled Grambling State? Are you serious?
I don't even know if I watched that game.
Really? 70-0. The following week, you played Ohio 37-9. Ohio. They are 7-4 right now. Ohio. Let's move on. Washington. Nothing against Washington. Not who they used to be. They're 8-3. Minnesota 42-3. Minnesota 6-5. Minnesota hasn't been relevant since Bryant had hair. You schedule them. Whatever. Illinois.
What did my hair got to do with it?
Shut up, Bryant. Let me give you the floor. Illinois 34-16. Wisconsin, who's 4-7, 34-0. You beat Penn State. I mean, come on, Penn State. Well, let's talk. We don't have to talk about Penn State. 38-14. Then you beat a sorry Purdue team who's 2-9, 34-10. Then you beat a horrible 3-8 UCLA team, 48-10. Then really, I mean, if you weren't going to do it, we were going to do it anyway. And that's beat the dog shit out of sorry ass Rutgers, 42-9. Great win at home. And then you saved the best for last, and that's losing against Michigan. You had the last 4 games that Ohio State has played, the opposing team wasn't even have a 500 record. They have a 500 record. Whoever's doing the scheduling, the AD, the school president, should be fired. But you know what? This is the new norm in college football. Let the Power Fives. Let's get all these cakewalk schedules. Let's build our record up to the end of the season. Let's get ready for the conference championship, and let's go into the college football playoff with 1 loss or 2 losses or possibly 3 losses. Listen, enough of you, John. Michigan, Ohio State, Saturday at the Big House on Fox. Joel Klatt, the great Gus Johnson with the call. Please give me your pick. Who do you like to win on Saturday? Is it the Buckeyes, the number 1 team in the country, or are you taking the Amazing Blue, the Michigan Wolverines behind Bryce Underwood?
You know, earlier I said Ohio State, right? Taking another look at their schedule, we just went over it. It's crap. Grambling State.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't know why they're ranked number 1. I think Indiana, number 1 right now.
No shot.
There's no comp. I mean, momentum from 11 games being won against nobody teams. I think Michigan takes this.
Who did Michigan play that was so tough? I mean, you lost to USC, you lost to Oklahoma. Those were your toughest matches. The only teams you beat are teams you should have beat. Well, the only teams you guys beat are teams you should have beat. Hey, how many times is Bryce going to throw the ball at all this weekend? Because he's going to have to.
Bryce Underwood's going to have 2 touchdowns. He's going to run with his legs. He's going to be effective in the passing game. Justin Hayes is going to have a really good game rushing. And look, Matt Patricia, he could put the pencil in his hat. He could put the pencil on his ear. He could put the pencil up his ass. I don't give a damn. He sucks. After he left the New England Patriots, his career has been dog shit. He went to Detroit Lions. His career was dog shit. So now he's another Belichick guy that's got another opportunity to get employment. And Ryan Day said, you know what? Ryan Day said early in the year, when they did the college game day for Ohio State, Texas, Ryan Day said, Matt Patricia, all I want you to do is get our team off the field on third down. He's done that. Best team, one of the best teams in the league getting off the field on third down. But you haven't played nobody. And guess what? You coming into a sold-out crowd, maize and blue, 100,000+ fans chanting, let's go Michigan, let's go blue. And you know what, Ryan Day? If I know Ryan Day, that man folds under pressure. Pressure busts pipes.
He chokes.
Pressure busts pipes.
Oregon.
He choked against Oregon on the road, and he going to choke this Saturday in the big house. And like Bill Raftery says, onions! Let's go blue. Onions!
Hey, that's all well and great, but let's not forget who won the title last year. I don't
give a damn.
All us Ohio State fans, all we hear about is, oh, you haven't played anybody. But Michigan hasn't really played anybody. In the games they did play somebody-ish, they lost.
Oh, boy.
We'll see this weekend. What happens?
We'll see this weekend. This weekend.
Okay. What happens this weekend when Ohio beats Michigan?
That won't happen.
But if it does, okay, all right, we'll play ifs.
If Ohio State beat Michigan, now they got to see Indiana, and Indiana is no
tough team. Yeah.
Look, Brian.
I still think Ohio will take them, but
I don't even want to put that in the atmosphere.
I'm not putting that in the atmosphere.
Listen,
I said if. Like I said, if was a fifth, we all would be drunk.
No, but it's just funny. Like the way people make it seem, it's like, oh, if you beat Michigan, now you're the best. But this Michigan team is, what are they? 7-2? What are they?
We're 9-2. Get it correct.
9-2. Sorry, 9-2.
Get it correct.
But it's a big matter. It's we can get into the playoffs and wind up seeing each other again. We don't know.
Yeah, you win this game, I feel like you're in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I just said that. But let's come back full circle. Son of Adam, son of Mark, Jeremiah, Moses, Adam and Eve, Jesus Christ himself, our Lord and Savior, God's grace. Rather you are a Muslim, rather you are a Christian, or rather you are a Catholic, I don't give a damn. Michigan, let's go, 28-21. Actually, let me take that back. 24-21. Field goal. Like Brian say, we're going to be 1-3. It's going to be by 3. Michigan by 3. Go blue. I wish I had a yellow towel. I would wave it. John know what he's talking about. John, who are you taking again on Saturday? Say it one more time. Michigan. Who are you taking? One more time. Who are you taking? Go blue, Michigan. Baby. Hail to the victors. Let's go blue. Let's go blue. Chris, I appreciate you taking the time to make your first appearance on the Rewind. I look forward to seeing you next week after Michigan spanks that ass on Saturday. John.
You'll hear from me Saturday. Oh, you'll hear.
Hey, look, America, listen. If Michigan wins on Saturday, we might not have episode 43 next week because Chris may go into hiding. We may have to call Canada police. We may have to call a border patrol. Hey, you guys have seen Chris? We haven't seen him since last week's episode. We need to find that man. He's getting ready to be a father. He's got a baby on the way. We need a healthy baby on the way. We need to make sure that baby daddy is here at the hospital when the baby's born. Can you guys find him for us? Because if you guys can't find him, man, we got to find a new producer, man. And look, I don't want to go through that headache again. But Chris, I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to Saturday's game. And then on top of that, Bryant, he was able to manipulate. Pat Our own guy,
Oh,
Pat.
I saw that, man.
He was able to manipulate Pat to have Pat take the Ohio State Buckeyes on Saturday.
That's
damn.
That's 2 L's. That's 2 L's. Pat go get the Bears, go whoop the Eagles' ass, and also the freaking Michigan go whoop Ohio. That's 2 L's. You're gonna have a double L. Like I'm gonna send them a group of L's all the way through. L.
Hey, Chris, can I get the floor solo with John? I just need the two of us. I need to embark on this before we end tonight's episode because this has been great. Shout out to John, rising star, Howard, student athlete, men's golf. John, what you're doing is special. What you're doing is truly a blessing and an inspiration to others. I've never had the aspiration of playing golf. I play for fun. I'm not good. I'm okay. My short game's better than my long game. But I promise you, if I train with you for a week, I'll be good. I'll be good as anybody. And I'll go out there and I'll scrape them all and wipe them dry. But in all seriousness, I want to congratulate you more importantly for the path that you're on. I want to congratulate you on the future success that's getting ready to happen. It's already written. It is already written. You are going down in the history books from what you've been able to do in your young career, from high school to now being a freshman at Howard, and what the next 3 years look like. Ain't nobody touching you. There's not many freshmen in the country at all that are in the position that you're in. There's not that many freshmen in the country that are as a brand ambassador for trap golf. That is a blessing. That comes with a lot of responsibility, but also more importantly, give yourself some grace. You kick ass, you prepare, you put in the work, and the results show. And you have all the ingredients on what it takes to be a great. And I want to say thank you personally for taking the time out of your calendar, your schedule. Shout out to John Sr. Shout out to Dave for making this happen, for doing all the logistics behind the scenes. I know, John Sr. had his own thing he wanted implemented, and I said, no problem, we'll make it happen. Just trust me. Trust in me. I will make it happen. Just follow my lead. I promise you I won't fail. I won't lead you. I won't lead you down the wrong path. But, John, you are on the path to greatness, and it's an honor and privilege to have a young minority black king who's a stud in the men's golf world, who is going to be a star in the men's golf world. I look forward to seeing your career the rest of the way. I'll personally look forward to meeting you in person. I look forward to even come seeing you play at one of your tournaments. I mean, look, if you got any John Thompson golf gear, shit, send it my way, medium, whatever I can do to support. I'll send it to charity, whatever. I want to rep you, and you are on the road to greatness, and you will be great. You are great now. Wear that crown. Don't take it off for nobody. Sky's the limit, as Bryant said. But all things through Christ, baby. You got it.
Sure.
It's yours.
Absolutely.
It's yours. I appreciate you. I love you. And keep being the person you are. Keep inspiring others, not also minorities, but inspiring the world, inspiring young golfers, people that may not have the confidence that you have, or may not have the ability to do what you do. I mean, everyone's gifted in their own profession, but you have a passion, you have a drive, you have the charisma, and you have the confidence to do what you do in the golf world. And I support you. Whatever I can do, or whatever the Rewind can do to help you grow, we're all here for it. We're just here to help each other. The world runs better when people help each other instead of fighting against one another. And I was talking to Dave earlier. I said, this is what we're supposed to do as a world, as a country, as black people, as people in general. Uplift each other, push each other, motivate each other, encourage one another. How can I help you get better? How can you help me? That's how the world should run. But not everybody sees it that way. But, John, much continued success. I love you. Chris, let's get everybody back in here. Let's get ready to close this thing out. Our pre-Thanksgiving show. Always, brother. Always, 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 always. Yes. For the people out there that may not know you or where to find you on your social media platforms, give it to them where they can find you, where they can support you, and what are some of the things that you have coming down a pipe right now in John Thompson's world and the golf world at Howard University?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at johnthompson.golf. I post regularly on there, different swing videos, others such as that. We're currently in off season at Howard University, but schedule coming out soon for the spring, big tournaments all across the country. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then I have a personal tournament in Orlando called the Orlando International Amateur. So if you can support, I would love it.
Whatever, send me whatever is needed in terms of support, in terms of sharing, liking, whatever. I'll post it on all of our platforms, as we will always do with all our guests. We support them regardless of what they have going on outside of the Rewind. We all for that. Bryant, any last words before we sign off episode 42 here in the Rewind, brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3?
Hey, John, thank you for coming on, man. And I got two things to say. That shirt is a nice one, man. You got
it is.
You got to call me, man. I got to get one of those.
Can I get a medium?
Yeah, like an XL, because I'm serious too. I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, damn, Temple don't have shirts like that. That is a tough one, you know what I mean? Because I'm a Temple alumni. I like that shirt, man. That's a very, very nice shirt. You know where to reach me on Instagram. Hit me up, man, and then let me know where I can get one of those, and I can rep out some Howard gear, no question. And the last thing I got to say is, go blue.
Hey, listen, John, the hell with the Howard gear. Send me whatever John Thompson gear comes out. Send it my way. I know you got some good things coming down the pipe with Trap Golf as a brand ambassador. Look forward to that. But hey, listen, this is what we do in Rewind, baby. We kick ass and take names. But if you haven't, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at @3Rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all our social media platforms at @3Rewind_GSC3. Want to give a special thank you to my dog, Chris, an Ohio State fan, sadly, for doing what he does with 1990 Studios week in and week out. It was an honor and privilege to be able to meet Chris last week and get down there to Toronto, Canada to do episode 41 live from the studio. All grace to the good Lord. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your audio podcasts as well. You'll be able to catch this episode tomorrow, which is currently out right now live on our YouTube channel, but you'll be able to catch this episode tomorrow on all of our social media platforms. Be on the lookout for that. But more importantly, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to all John's family, as well as Brian's family, as well as everyone out there that supports the Rewind week in and week out. Camera died, but that's the devil work, and we'll keep this thing rolling. No worries. And more importantly, you see I got the yellow lights behind me. Go blue. More importantly, before we sign off, Bryant and John, I want to just get one thing. Bryant, what is one thing ahead of tomorrow that you are thankful for?
Well, I am thankful for having my parents still be around in their 75 and 80-year-old years. Even though my father and I don't get along, I appreciate the longevity that they have so far. A friend of ours, one of my coaches, had lost his mom today. Unfortunately, Coach Thompson, my thoughts and prayers are with you and with your family. So that's one of the things that I am thankful for, and I can understand his pain as what he's going through today.
John, one thing ahead of tomorrow on Thanksgiving, what's one thing that, or a few things if you want to share, that you are truly thankful for in your life?
I'm very appreciative of my family. They sacrifice a whole lot for me and nonstop support. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Well, ahead of signing off episode 42, one of the things I'm thankful for is, first off, I want to give my prayers and condolences to Coach T, Black T, John Thompson. Also, shout out to his son Miles, who's doing great things right now after coming off being injured last year. Shout out to Miles. Keep doing your thing, brother. But hugs and prayers to you, Coach T, whatever I can do or we can do on our end to help make this transition of your mom better. Reach out to us. You know where to find us. I want to say I'm thankful for the Rewind. I'm thankful for Chris. I'm thankful for Pat. The work they're doing each and every week has been a long grind. We're getting ready to embark on a year in January of doing this. It's been a very, very blissful journey doing 42 episodes. I'm thankful for my mom, thankful for my fam, my circle. Thankful for what you guys do to uplift me, to support me. And it costs $0 to be a good person. And I'm appreciative of all the good people in my life that continue to pour into my cup as well as me pour into theirs. And I'm truly excited to see. I'm truly excited to enjoy Thanksgiving tomorrow. I know tomorrow morning I'll be in the gym to work out. Got to pay them dues. And I look forward to some really good games tomorrow on Thanksgiving Day. But more important, I look forward to Saturday's game, Michigan versus Ohio State on Fox. You guys can catch that at 12 o'clock noon. But before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that has liked and subscribed. Thank you for all the support that you guys do for us on our social media platforms. I'm just thankful for being able to keep this thing rolling week in and week out. It's not an easy thing to do. We're all balancing different things outside of in our lives personally. And to be able to come here and do what we do week in and week out it's truly a blessing. So long as God continue to gives me the power, gives me the glory and the strength to come on Rewind, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability because joy is coming. I do believe that. So happy Thanksgiving to all your families. Safe travels to everybody out there that's traveling between today and tomorrow. Enjoy the football games. And before I sign off on episode 42, I got something to say to you, more importantly to you, Chris, and to you, Pat, and to all those sorry-ass Ohio State Buckeye fans out there ahead of Saturday's matchup. 2 words. 2. Go Blue. Happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me,